All right, thank you. Okay, I'm talking with Kagarama right now about what's going on.
Hello, Sandra. We have the elephants and the giraffes. The elephants are Sainte Bernadette, and then the giraffes are the
Kagarama.
that's Kagarama Secondary
Yes.
School,
So I'm
which is
looking for
on the
Kagarama.
opposition side.
Yes.
They're not
Just give
here.
me
They're
one
not here yet.
second.
Thank you so much. Thank you for.
Hello.
The first speaker of proposition side, take the floor.
Yes, since I'm getting you, but the voice is not
Please
well.
speak louder, as loud as you can.
Sandra,
So
has Kagarama came?
yes, you're supposed to be talking right now.
So all the judges are here, and the proposition team is here. So we are waiting for the opposition team. Sandra, are you getting me?
No, yes, I'm on the phone with Kagarama. Just one.
Donat, are you there? Donat Nemeye, you there?
So Kagarama is here. I don't see them. Hold on. Just
They had a network issue since they started. I don't know the way they are going to fix it up.
but they can see us actually on the screen, but we can't see them. I don't know why. Just let me figure that out. Let's
Okay, right. Sainte. I'm seeing Kagarama team. Are you getting us right now?
Kagarama team, are you?
Can you hear us?
The elephant.
Yes,
Yeah,
Kagarama,
Kagarama
we
team, we're
can
getting
hear
you. Kagarama team, are you there?
Yes, Kagarama team, we can hear you.
Us?
Hello, Kagarama team.
Kagarama, hello. So we can see that.
Sandra,
Can you
our
troubleshoot
device.
again, like we had said? Like I told, do you remember what I showed you? Go on the top right. Foot. Okay, Kagarama team is here.
Are we loud and clear?
Yes, loud.
Thank you. So just to clarify, Kagarama is on team opposition.
Yes.
Can you give us like 2 minutes? So just
Sorry, we cannot hear you. Can you please repeat?
yeah.
So much.
Hello.
So, Matil, are you there?
Thank you so much, first
Yes.
speaker opposition. Can we have first speaker opposition speaking?
Hello, are you getting us right now? I want to make sure that we are on the same page so that we give you those 2 minutes, but making sure that you people are here.
We are here. Just give us 2 minutes. We'll start, and then we'll start.
All right. Okay. So you're on the opposition side. They are on the proposition side. The Giraffes. You have only 2 minutes for preparation. Then after that, we are going to switch off.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, please.
Excuse me. Can you give us? Can you tell us how much the platform?
Can we do what? I'm not getting you.
Can you tell us the time for it?
Could I share my screen and assist with timing, or would they be doing that themselves?
Oh, you can cater that out then. It's fine. Just do it your way. So you can be a timekeeper, like. Kagar, you have a question?
I was asking, can you tell us the time for
Can I tell you what?
the minutes, the time for it?
You people are speaking slowly. Just use a very high voice. You know.
Can you give us like?
We say that a speaker has 7 minutes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. 7 minutes, and every speaker 7 minutes.
Yeah, the first minute is protected and the last minute is protected.
I mean, it's 7 for all 3 speakers.
No, it's 7 minutes per speaker.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, please.
Would you remind us the way of raising our hands when asking for POIs and the way we should accept any points of information?
Thank you so much. So since we are using a live video, when you're raising your arm, you're going to just do like this. You see me?
Yeah.
Then, if your side is raising an hand, for example, you're on the floor, then the other side raises an hand, you just see those people raising the hand, then you grant them a point of information or deny it. Right?
Okay, sir.
Or I will help you. If one raises an hand, I'll tell him or her, to whether it's granted or not.
All right. Thank you.
So Cynthia, you're going to help with the issues about now. For example, when the protected minute, when 1 minute is protected, you're going to show us a sign. For example, you're going to do like this. When the 1 minute is over, you just do like this twice, so that they know that 1 minute is over. Then, if we are remaining with 1 minute, the last minute which is protected also, you do like this. For example, a speaker comes. When he starts, you're going to do like this. Then we wait for the first minute, then the last minute is going to be protected too. Or else we can wait for the 1 minute. For example, if we have 7 minutes, you wait for the 1 minute to get over. When it gets over, you do like this so that they be attentive, or they know that now they can display their points of information in the following minutes. Then when we reach at the 6th minute, you just close up with the two thumbs, just clapping twice. Are we clear on that?
Yes, we're clear. I'm ready to start. So, camera is ready?
You're ready to start?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. Now, I think you know the rules of the game. You're using the World School format. So we are having the 7 minutes per speaker, the first minute protected and the last minute protected. When you're going to raise your hand for any point of information, please just do like this. Then the competing side or the opposition side of the proposers will grant you the point of information. If it's a point of order, that is directly to us. So we shall try to figure it out when we are going for our first session. Let me hope that Cynthia and Donat, my fellow judges, are here. So they're going to get a simple kind of introduction to you people. Then after that, we just switch off from our session. Cynthia, can you go on? Just say hi to the debaters.
A quick question before we start the debate.
Cynthia, wait, please. Cynthia, sharing a screen, you're going to be able to see the debaters. So I think you can leave that alone. You just do it using your phone.
No, she's a timekeeper.
Cynthia, can you stop sharing? Cynthia, could you fix it out so that we see the other debaters? I'm not even getting your voice. All right, we are back then. Yes, you had a question, Kagarama?
Yeah. So, one, I'd like to know what is going to be the basis of your judgment in this debate.
What is going to be the what?
What is going to be the basis of judgment in this debate?
Cynthia, you're sharing the screens. I don't know why. Cynthia, could you just go back, just make it the way it was?
Hello. Okay. I am trying to work on it.
Yeah, please do. All right. So, Kagarama, you had a question.
Oh God. Could you? Is it still screen sharing?
Yes, we can hear you.
It's still sharing.
No, it's not sharing.
It is still sharing.
The year June 2016 to June 2017, the number of users of mobile financial services increased by 13%, from 2.98 million to 3.37 million subscribers. With regard to the access points, the penetration rate of mobile operators agents increased by 60%, from 52,081 to 83,550 dealers during the same period. Ladies and gentlemen, similarly registered financial services accounts
by 2030. And here, refuting on what the first speaker from the opposition side has just said, he defined the word complete instead of joining it with digitalization of Rwanda's economy, which means his definition of the word complete does not stand. And then about the information, all the statistics that he has proved to us, he did not give us any source of information. So which means there are estimations from his understandings. So his points does not stand too. So another thing I would like to say that is to clarify about our team line, which says that for efficiency, productivity, and profitability. And here, as my first speaker has been saying, continuing with the refutation about what the first speaker from the opposition side has been saying, he said that they are advocating for a cashless economy, and he portrayed on how it is going to be achieved. And if I'm to remind you that the first speaker from the proposition side, my first speaker has just said that the financial sector of Rwanda's economy is being digitalized. So which means the first speaker from the opposition side has just said that a cashless economy includes production, consumption, and trade. And that all lies in the financial sector, of which we have said that it is digitalized. So if the opposition side is advocating for a cashless economy, it also lies under the financial sector, of which we are saying that it is going to be possible to be achieved by 2030. So their plan lies in our presentation of the status quo that proves that it is possible that a cashless economy a digitalization of Rwanda's economy can be achieved by 2030. So dear judges, if you may allow us, my first speaker has just talked about electrification being one of the elements of complete digitalization, where she presented about all the information in the status quo that come from www.iscoop.eu that presents the status quo that guarantees us that there is a possibility of an achievement of complete digitalization of Rwanda's economy. She also talked about the government policies and regulations, of which she was cut off, where she presented the status quo, that there is digitalization in government policies, where there is the digitalization in the financial sector, agriculture, health, and the administration. And they also, the first speaker also talked about the government policies on which they are digitalized. We are saying that there is, in the government policies that are digitalized, we have access to government services through Irembo. We are encouraging online education through during the pandemic. We use EBMs in businesses, which facilitates the payment, of which the opposition side has been asking us that how are we promoting this that how payment is made in this achievement of digitalization, of which we answer by saying that the government is using EBMs in businesses where the customers pay money for the products that they are purchasing. And then in the government policies, we also have the job applications that are done online through the Rwanda Civil Service Recruitment Portal. And we also have the encouraging the tap and go that facilitates in transport. So dear judges, if you may consider all this information that we are giving you, the government policies and regulations are already dealing with the digitalization of Rwanda's economy, of which prove to us that the possibility that by 2030 Rwanda's economy will be completely digitalized. And reminding you of our definition of complete digitalization, where we say that we are digitalizing all the possible sectors of our economy. So if I'm to continue with the third element of the complete digitalization, we
to portray to the judges that we can achieve economy due to the fact that Rwanda has been having a COVID-19 pandemic, not only Rwanda but globally, just which makes it very hard for us to have a to have a complete digitalized economy by 2030. Now, what are the problems do we have in the status quo that do not allow us to have a complete digitalization by 2030? First, the first problem they have was caused by the COVID-19, whereby a lot of people are unemployed, ladies and gentlemen. Besides the fact that a lot of people are unemployed, different jobs have been shut down. Like different businesses are not working, which due to the fact that the government has chosen that only essential services are provided in such times of a pandemic, which makes this very hard for the whole economy of the Rwandan sector to have the complete digitalization. I do agree that they talked about that with the complete digitalization, we have to use internet. But dear judges, I want to tell you that due to the fact that people in Rwanda currently are unemployed and they don't have jobs, and the current GDP of the country is decreasing, is to mean that people of them, they cannot even attain or afford the internet that the side proposition is advocating.
Sorry, we are losing the team again. So, Cynthia, you can pause the clock. We are losing Kagarama again. The network was quite good, but now they have gone. And we were concluding, by the way. Are you enjoying right now? Elephants, you're enjoying the show?
Yes, we are.
All right.
Problem are really having. So, should I start again?
Yeah, I don't know whether the proposition can proposition. Where did you lose the speaker from?
We lost the speaker that people can't afford the internet because of the COVID-19 pandemic.
Oh, the speaker. You can just we continue with the debate. Thank you. Take the floor.
Great. I was talking about the fact that people now are really poor just because they are unemployed and because different businesses have been closed down due to the fact that only essential services are being provided in this time of pandemic. Now, it's to mean that the country's GDP has increased with the rate of 2% from the last fiscal Sorry, can you get me on?
Yeah, you can just continue on that thing of you were talking about the analytical debate and everything like that.
Yes. Now
Continue from there.
Now, this debate is analytical, and we do agree the fact that the proposition showed us conditions, but they did not show us how there is a possibility that all these conditions can be in line by 2030, and show us what the government is doing for us to have a complete digitalization by 2030. Dear ladies and gentlemen, they talked about a lot of sectors, but they never mentioned how the tourism sector, education, trade and commerce, they're going to be digitalized by 2030. Now, with the education sector, during the COVID-19, students were unable to access their classes. Now they're going to talk about students who are learning from TVs and radios, but that is not access their classes. Now they're going to talk about students who are learning from TVs and radios, but that is not what that proves. There is a proof of delay whereby students have now repeated their classes and now they're learning back from school, which made it impossible for us to learn from the internet and get promoted, which is the proof that it cannot be digital. The education sector is very hard to be digitalized. Now, for a country for a sector to be digitalized, they have to show us what is needed, what is being done, and then why can we achieve all of this? Dear judges, we talked about the fact that we can have a cashless economy and achieve digitalization later through the cashless economy. Now, when people start using e-payments, when people start transacting money from using either credit cards, from using checks, and from also using this mobile money and Airtel money, this can help all other sectors. How can they help all other sectors? Through the tourism sector, people can access different tourist attractions via the internet and book their visits to Rwanda, but also they can pay for their visits via the internet to support economic activities. But dear judge, how are we going to even support economic activities without these economic activities learning? Because we have different businesses that are being shut down due to the COVID-19, they cannot work. And now how are they going to utilize this? Dear judges, they talked about being digitalized, but mind you, we have people that practice subsistence farming. Now these people that have subsistence farming, they only use shifting cultivation that cannot be digitalized, because shifting cultivation, they only use these modern tools like hoes, and unless they provide every reason to show us that people can afford these digitalization equipments like machines, like these different tools, computers and everything, unless they can prove reasons as to why, without doubt that Rwandans can afford having all these machines, having all these technological advancement things by 2030, now we can have a digitalized economy. If the proposition is not showing or portraying a way, as in we can have a digitalized economy through these advanced tools, through this knowledge for using it, because for you to use these machines, you have to use tools. There's the education that you need, and we have still the literacy rate in Rwanda that cannot allow us to have what we need in the future. So, dear judges, unless the proposition provides reasons without doubt that we can use advanced tools and use internet with a complete population of 12 million without any inconvenience like what we've been having already, now the proposition cannot be debated them. I want them to show and go through each and every sector.
Thank you so much.
Time is up. Okay.
Just wrap up, summarize in a few seconds.
So, our dear opposer said that they have a problem that people can't afford the internet because of the unemployment. That's also a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. But dear judges, dear first speaker said that the World Bank gave Rwanda a funding of 14.28 million US dollars to help Rwanda in the uprising due to COVID-19 problems. Which of those problems, unemployment is one of them, which means that by use of those funds that they themselves proposed, and the problem of unemployment is going to be solved, and internet is going to be accessible to each and everyone. So they came here and presented a case of the cashless economy. But dear judges, here's the thing. They told us about the importance of cashless economy. They never showed us the statistics that a total cashless economy can be achieved by 2030, which means they're bringing a policy in here, but not analyzing if their policy is so realistic. So, digitalization. Thank you, the POI.
Yes, please. What forms of payments is the economic activities going to be using? If not stated, then what are you solving? Is that a complete digitalization? Economies will shut down.
So, thank you. That's a very good question. So, here, that what are the means of payments that people are going to be used in the economy? They are going to be used cashless means, and cashless means are part of digitalization. So, they are saying that what
what are we solving? Like, what are we solving in the status quo? We are bringing in cashless economy, which is part of digitalization, which means that the plan, which is not actually supposed to be there, since it's an analytical debate, is part of digitalization. It's part of proving that digitalization can be achieved by 2030. So, dear churches, moving on, I want to show that wider road is a possibility, which they've not been able to show you that wider road is an impossibility, which means that as long as we've shown you that electrification, internet government policy and awareness will be promoted by 2030, then the wider road is a possibility. Why settle for less if we can settle for more? So they say that they've also been asked the awareness, and they say that the awareness is being worked on. Thank you very much. The awareness of cashless economy is being worked on, which means that if it's being worked on, in 2 years it will be achieved, and then the digitalization will be achieved in 9 years, which means that they're working on that through teaching people the forms of payment, which are e-banking, through cell phones. Yes.
The whole Rwandan economy, ladies and gentlemen, what are their conditions? Their conditions were specified: electrification, government policy and regulation, health sector, and isoko, where they say those are the conditions of which there might be a possibility by the use of them to completely digitalize the whole Rwandan economy. Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, they said that the whole sector, or the whole economic sectors, which include health sector, mining sector, education sector, tourism, and so on, which I expected them to show us condition per condition, sector per sector, to show us if this if in case this condition, ladies and gentlemen, they had to show us in this sector an example, the mining sector. This is how electrification is going to be the condition of which there is a possibility for the tourism sector to become completely digitalized. This is the condition of which the education sector, ladies and gentlemen, might stand a possibility to become completely digitalized. This is the condition of which the mining sector can become completely digitalized. But what did they do? They come and outlined all their conditions and did not specify or link exactly to all the economic sectors. Ladies and gentlemen, hear me well, dear judge, and mention this in your judgment as I proceed. Now, what are our conditions? Our conditions, ladies and gentlemen, first speaker clarified exactly the whole status quo. And what are our conditions? Our conditions is that the GDP increased from 34.6% to 50% due to payment, of which we believe that by from 2022 to 2028, there is going to be an 100%, is going to be an 100% GDP increase, ladies and gentlemen, which is due to e-payments. So, ladies and gentlemen, our condition one stands, ladies and gentlemen, to show that we are what we're advocating for can stand a chance to be completely digitalized. Our second condition is mobile agents, ladies and gentlemen, which have increased 20,000. Which have increased 30,000 per year, of which means that they stand, if they increase from 20,000 per year, and then by 2024 they are going to be 60,000. If they stand to be 60,000, that is standing at just enough to show that complete digitalization can be achieved if mobile agents are present. excuse me, and also sensitization, not allowed. Sensitization, ladies and gentlemen, whereby sensitization is going to emphasize for the whole economic, for the whole people to understand the whole economic measures, ladies and gentlemen, to attain the cashless economy, of which is needed to show that complete digitalization can be achieved in the cashless economy. So what is our advocacy? Our advocacy is that we're complete digitalization of the Rwandan economy. But ladies and gentlemen, we specify the comprises of the Rwandan economy, of which we chose to tackle on one comprise of the Rwandan economy based on our conditions. We believe that these conditions, according to our conditions, the comprise that we have chosen, which is the cashless economy, can be achieved by 2030. Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, what is the point of information? Unmute, please. I'm not listening.
Would you choose a rabbit or a cow? A cow or a rabbit?
Can you state the whole POI, please?
I mean, you have an option of choosing between a rabbit
Ladies
and a
and gentlemen,
cow.
I'll clarify and I'll continue. Ladies and gentlemen, according to this, I don't understand the context of relationship between a cow and a rabbit in complete digitalization of the Rwandan economy. They were given a chance and I proceed my debate. Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, as I proceed, first of all, what is our advocacy? Our advocacy is complete digitalization, but on the cashless economy, whereby we specified.
Could you summarize? Could you summarize, please?
Yes, whereby we say that there are two reasons why their conditions cannot fulfill the whole economic sector, ladies and gentlemen, whereby we said that the economic shutdown can lead to the decline of the conditions which they did not talk on, and two, we specify that sensitization is also a point, ladies and gentlemen, which can lead to the decline of what they perceive as the conditions sector. Then they lie in our they lie in our cup because we choose the whole economic sector, and we say that we provide income, ladies and gentlemen, which is 14.2, and they said we'll take that. So, ladies and gentlemen, which means that the proposition does not have enough tangible, does not have information to back up what they're using. Instead, they're basing on our information, and then they say that that is the information that they're going to use. So, based on that, dear judge, we have showed you the arguments that they have raised, but they say that. So, based on that, yes. So where we have analyzed all that, and ladies and gentlemen, they have not analyzed anything, and based on that, on making the judgment, and I'm prone to oppose.
Thank you, Speaker. Thank you so much, Speaker. So as we are not going to waste much time, let us go to the reply speech of the proposition side of the affirmative. You have 30 seconds for the reply speech. We are not giving more time for preparing for the reply speech. We are late. 30 seconds, please. Go on. Affirmative.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. By the names of Femen Kamik, the first speaker of the proposition side. Tonight, the motion stated, ladies and gentlemen, that this House believes that complete digitalization of the Rwandan economy can be achieved by 2030. And ladies and gentlemen, the opposition side wants only a cashless economy. As the affirmative, we are confident that we can achieve digitalization in other sectors in addition to the cashless economy. And the cashless economy, in what they presented, lies in the digitalization of the economy. Therefore, their case is simply a subset of our bigger case. Thus, they appear to be on our side, ladies and gentlemen. And then, ladies and gentlemen, they based the whole of their debate. They based on the possibility of a cashless economy and supporting their cashless economy instead of defying the motion, whereby they had a task to prove that the complete digitalization is not a possibility by 2030, whereby we did our own, ladies and gentlemen, where we told you that it is a possibility to achieve a complete digitalization of the Rwandan economy by 2030 when we achieve the conditions that we gave, which are the elements of complete digitalization, where we said electrification, and ladies and gentlemen, we proved that by 2034.
Thank you so much, Speaker.
And ladies and gentlemen, thank you. I rest my case.
Thank you so much. Reply speech from the opposition side.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. The motion being, this House believes that the complete digitalization of the Rwandan economy can be achieved by 2030. Now, the opposition came with a good, clear, and another way to show that we can at least achieve a cashless economy instead of achieving the full digitalization of the Rwandan economy. reason being the fact that we had a COVID-19 that shook down our economy and we were poor. Now, we had problems of unemployment and economic shutdown where businesses have been shut down and they're not working. We showed reasons as to why these businesses cannot be digitalized. In my speech, I gave them an example of someone practicing subsistence farming using shifting cultivation, whereby they use these modern tools, whereby they use hoes. I asked them, can that even be digitalized? They never showed us a way. I asked them a question about how are we going to get these advanced tools? Is this a possibility that every Rwandan can get advanced tools to live in a country that is digitalized 100%? They never showed that. Dear ladies and gentlemen, they never related or showed us any impact of having a digitalized economy.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, debaters. This is really amazing, regardless of we faced about the internet and what, but I think and you teams did very well. So as you know, this is a blind game. So I'm going to just give a small about the show or about how you let's go by as you know. It's a debate, so you have to give out any chance to your debaters. I mean, chance to the opponents so that it becomes an interactive session. It's not a presentation, it's a debate. So you have to always try at least 2 or 1 POI per speaker. And another thing is about always remember to if for example you were the second speaker, then the opponent has said something, you're coming and you're just airing out. First of all, you first have to convince the judges or just try to rub what the judges have been hearing from the other speaker. That is by opposing what the speaker said. Just strongly oppose or just strongly rebut about what the speaker said. Have a strong one. Talk about the points they have talked about, then try to expose that the points were not satisfying, and then raise up your certifications so that you convince us. And another thing is try to avoid contradiction. When you come up with something, this first speaker from your side comes up with something, some points, then you come back again and you contradict with him or her. So that's using points. But all in all, you just did great, you people. I don't know whether Donat or Cynthia have a comment before we just wrap up the session. And after here, we are going to go backstage. Those are the judges. Please, the debaters, you're not coming to backstage. You're going to just switch to the other rooms. You're going to have the other sessions, right? Yeah, you're leaving this room so that you go in the other room. They are waiting for you. Cynthia or Donat, do you have any small point or comment?
Thank you, debaters. I just want to... Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, Donat, go on.
Okay. Thank you for the good debate. I know it isn't easy to make it with this digitalization currently, but you have tried to make it. I know it isn't easy to make it with this digitalization currently, but you have tried to make it. So I just want the names from opposition team. If you can tell us the names, I just need the names. Otherwise, you have had a good debate, and we wish you. Maybe we shall meet in the finals again. Eh?
All right. The first speaker from the opposition side is Karezi Boris. The second speaker from the opposition side is Mucho Emmanuel Victor. The third speaker is Kalisa.
Sorry, second speaker is
Kalisa Dani Fidel.
And the third one?
The third one is Mucho Emmanuel Victor.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right.
All right. Any comment, McKenna?
I just want to say that I enjoyed the debate and I wish you all the best in your next rounds. Also be very keen on your time management. Know what to prioritize. For first speakers, do a lot of your team points. Second speakers, prioritize rebuttal points. Second speakers, prioritize rebuttal. And third speakers, prioritize hammering on the points. And then leave the rebuttals for the replies. Thank you.
Th- Thank you so much. Thank you so much, McKenna. You people, you were very, 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 very. We were glad to. We wish you all the best in the next. So please, you're going to switch to the next rooms where you're going to have the second session. Then I would like to request so that we take to the other room so that we find other debaters. Groupe Scolaire Sainte Bernadette. So I think you people are you're going to go in the room in the I don't know which room are you for the next debate. You're here again? Oh, really? So if you're not having another round, then you're going to leave this room so that we host the other group.
Okay. Okay.
Hello? I'm called Rene. Yes.
Hello, thank you so much. How it goes?
Yeah,
Hello, are you here?
probably the trees, they can break it, or the locality, or maybe out of the.
Yes, I'm getting you. Are you ready?
Yes.
Thank you. So, as we are waiting for the other team, please, you can be preparing yourself for the round.
Okay. Okay.
So, how it goes, school? Are you there?
Yeah. Yes.
You are the buffaloes or the hippos?
The buffaloes.
Okay. So, on which side are you?
Affirmative.
Affirmative. Thank you so much. Continue preparing as we are bringing up the hippos. You know, now it will be a fight between the buffaloes and the hippos. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Okay.
Excuse us, sir.
Yes, please.
We have attended other debates and we saw that they were giving out their names and their positions. So should we do it?
Please, please.
Hey, Godfrey.
Okay, thank you.
So the first speaker is
Akamanzi Shifa.
Bernadette are not having a.
Akamanzi Shifa.
Yeah,
Yes.
with the net.
The second one.
Bizimana Hortense.
Okay, the spelling, spelling English.
Bizmana.
Hortense with an H.
Bizmana.
Hortense with an H.
H.
Okay.
I'm already live. I'm with Cynthia, Donut. You know they are around.
Oh, he's with Cynthia and Donald.
We are just seeing only Refer Girls School, so the other school is not around.
And they are only for girls. The other school is not around. Godfrey? Godfrey?
Yes, Bizmana, go on H.
O
Yes.
R
I.
Ara
R. Yes.
T
T.
O A
A.
N
N.
yes C
C. E. O. Ota. O. The pronunciation is
Hortense.
Oltanse. Bizimana Oltanse.
Yes.
So the third speaker is
Hello?
Kaliza Twagira Nice.
Yeah.
Kariza Twagira Nice. So you have Kamanzi Shifa, you have Bizmana Oltanse, and Kariza Twagira Nice.
Excuse me, so that you don't write my name in such an correct way. What did I show it to you? Okay? Like this. Oh my Lord. Can you see it? This is an H O R T A N C E. Hortense.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're
Got it.
welcome. Welcome. Yes.
So as we are waiting for the other team, you can re-prepare link. Yes, McKenna.
Okay.
Hello, can you? Hello, can you hear me? Hello, Hakim, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay,
Sandra,
I'm
I'm getting
having
you.
issue hearing you, but I guess you can hear me. I've just spoken with teacher Musa from Green Hills, and they were having Wi-Fi issues, but now they're connecting.
Okay, we're waiting for them.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you too, Sandra.
Hello, if you can hear me, they're logging in as we speak. Believe my son has a problem. I can't hear anyone here, but Green Hills Team 3 is logging in as we speak.
Okay, thank you, Sandra.
Finally.
Oh, they forwarded to you.
Let me get
Get the charger.
No.
It's in my bag. Does he know?
Hi, can you hear us?
Hello, hello, hippos.
Hi.
So, okay, so Flower Girls School. Those are the what? The buffaloes.
Yes. Hi.
Could you just do like this?
Hi.
Okay, so the hippos. That's Green Hills.
No. The hip was
Yes.
not. Yes.
Yes, the hippos are
So Green Hills, you are the hippos.
Yes, we are.
So as we go on, could you tell me the names of the speakers? The first speaker is called.
My name is Tadashiki, but here it's Tadashiki.
I'm not getting you well, please. Could you raise your voice?
I said my name is Tita Shekina.
Shekila?
Shekina. You know what?
Shekina.
Yeah.
Shekina. Oh, meanwhile, you can use where you sing discussion. Type your names, then I get to see them. Look at your right side. You're seeing a point or a word icon. Just press on it, then write your names. Try them. So I'm saying Teta Shekina. So the second speaker is Milay.
Yeah. I just talked to him.
Mtoni, then the third one.
The room at 6. Now they are trying to have a better internet. That's not going to break. So like they asked for 5 minutes. Can't give them 5 minutes. Just 5.
The third speaker, Ken Caleb Bihoko. Okay, thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much. The two sides, that's the buffaloes and the hippos. We just welcome you to this wonderful debate session. So I think starting by introduction.
Excuse me. Before we start, could you please know what side we're on? We're not told.
You were not told, really?
No.
So the buffaloes. The buffaloes are the
Affirmative.
affirmative.
Okay,
So the
thank
hippos
you.
are the negative.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. Starting by introduction, I'm Akim from Aswad Rwanda. I'm with McKenna. McKenna, can you say hi to the debaters?
Hello, everyone. I'm looking forward to having an interesting debate with you this evening. All the best to
Donat, our chief adjudicator.
Yes, good evening, team. Welcome to this session. And be free to expose yourself and may the best team win. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, my fellow adjudicators. So let us be attentive on these teams. Let us be attentive on this. I'm seeing the other team is not following. Are you following us?
Yeah,
The
we
hippos?
are.
Oh, all right. So we just have 7 minutes per speaker, whereby the first minute is protected. The other minutes, you're free to raise up a point of information. And also the last minute is unprotected. I mean, it's protected. So now we are going to use this as you're going to raise up different kinds of the point of information and any other issue. So when you're raising up a point of information, you're going to just do like this. Are you seeing this? When you have a point of information, let's raise up your arm, right?
Yeah.
Are we together?
Right. Cool. Cool. Yes, we get it.
Oh, all right. Another one, as you have that kind of thing, you can use the chat box and you write to us. And also you just be live in the chat box. You're saying there, whereby the progress of time is going to be put in the chat box. You're going to be reminded about the POIs and about the time remaining for your session to go on. Right? So you just be live in the chat box. Thank you. So are both teams prepared so that we start?
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much. So the proposition or the affirmative side, I would request this. Can I request the rooms to be as silent as possible? The rooms. I'm hearing some kind of sound. I don't know whether it's from far away or Green Hills. You know, there are people around there in the room who are moving the desks and what and benches. All right. I think now it's fine. Make sure that there is no one interrupting in the room. Okay, so can the affirmative side read us turn of today?
Thank you very much, dear judges. I'm by the names of Akamanzi Shifa, here from the proposition side with my fellows Akaliza Twajiranais and Wismana Hortense, here to propose the motion that states that this House believes that complete digitalization of...
Akamanzi, sorry.
Yes?
Akamanzi, please just read me the motion you have. I want to make sure that you people have this motion.
Oh. This House believes that complete digitalization of Rwanda's economy can be achieved by 2030.
Thank you so much. So the opposition side, the motion is?
Okay, this House
Would
believes
you,
what?
Go on.
This House believes that complete digitalization of Rwanda's economy sectors cannot be achieved by 2030.
Thank you so much. So allow me. Could you read again?
Sorry, can I rectify what I said? This House believes that complete digitalization of Rwanda's economy cannot be achieved by 2030.
No, please, we're not having the same motion. Affirmative, could you repeat your motion?
This House believes that complete digitalization of Rwanda's economy can be achieved by 2030.
Sorry.
Negative?
House believes a complete digitalization of Rwanda's economy can be achieved by 2030.
Thank you so much. Here we go. Now, allow me welcome the first speaker from the affirmative side. The floor is yours, please. Thank you.
Thank you, dear judges, and a good evening to all you opposition side and the audience at large. I'm by the names of Akamanzi Shifa, here from the proposition side with my fellows Bizimana Hortense and Twagira Nice. Here, as the proposition side, we're going to propose the motion that states that this House believes that complete digitalization of Rwanda's economy can be achieved by 2030. I will begin by explaining the key terms of this motion, which are digitalization, economy, complete, and can, and achieved. First of all, according to www.wikipedia.com, it defines digitalization as the process of moving to a digital business. And according to the Oxford Dictionary Edition 8, it describes these three words, economy, as the operation of the country's money supply, commercial activities, and industry. As we talk about economy, we're going to be talking about different aspects and different sectors. We'll touch different sectors like the education sector, health sector, transport sector, banking sector, and agriculture sector. We're also going to define complete. What does complete mean? Complete means as great as possible or total, to be totally achieved in every way or in every aspect. Then we're also going to explain can. What does this word can mean? Can mean it is used for showing the possibility of something or somebody to achieve a certain something. Then we, as the proposition side, are going to explain the context of this analytical debate by putting into the interpretation of this. Is the process of moving to a digital business for Rwanda's economy completely possible by 2030? We, as the proposition side, completely and absolutely say yes to this motion, to this, that it is quite possible to be achieved in 2030. And why? Here are our major points. First of all, we have the current situation. This is what foundation Rwanda has already achieved by now. We also have the necessity of this digitalization. Why do we need this complete digitalization in the first place? And we also have the influence of the private sectors. First of all, my second speaker is going to explain more about the necessity of this digitalization. Then my third speaker is going to explain more about the influence of private sectors and how it will partner up with the government to digitalize this Rwandan economy. Me, as the first speaker, I'm going to explain more about the current situation. What do we talk about? What actually is the current situation of Rwanda? This is the foundation that Rwanda has managed to build up, has managed to achieve by now. I'm going to start by saying, according to Thomas Mensenberg, in his book that he wrote in 2001, he explains the three components of a digital economy. This is e-business infrastructure, e-business, and e-commerce. Here, this goes accordingly to the plan that Rwanda has in the 20-year ICT policy and strategy of Rwanda. Here, I'm going to talk about the phases that Rwanda had to pass through so that it can achieve complete digitalization. Here we're going to start. In 2001 to 2005, this was the phase one. Actually, this was to enable the environment. Here, this was to establish the institutional frameworks like mini ICT, RUSA, and RURA. Here, in 2006 to 2010, this was the second phase, whereby there was infrastructure development, whereby there was establishment of e-Soko, whereby people were able to sell internationally. Then we also have from 2011 to 2015, whereby there was service sector development. This is where there was establishment of Irembo, whereby here 96 plus, this means 96 and more services were being given out to the citizens of Rwanda. And here from 2016 to 2020, here there was a knowledge-based economy whereby there was the establishment of e-procurement services. This proves that Rwanda has already made a foundation so that there is a possibility of complete digitalization of Rwanda's economy in 2030. Then here I also have Rwanda's rankings according to the World Bank statistics of Rwanda's rankings depending on this digitalization over 27 years. Here it has been ranked the second fastest growing economy in Africa. It has been the first in the world of ICT promotion, and it also has been the first in the world of network readings. This shows that there's clear readiness of people to completely digitalize the Rwanda's economy. Then, here when we talk about digitalization, it consists of many aspects. First of all, we're talking about the devices of what are we going to based on what are we going to do to achieve this complete digitalization. Me as the first speaker, I'm explaining what we have already built as a foundation. Here we have the device. Here we're going to talk about the devices. We're going to talk about the electricity supply. We're going to talk about the network and many more. First of all, we have the network coverage.
The first one being healthcare, second one agriculture, third tourism, and fourth, financial services. Healthcare, Rwanda follows a universal healthcare model which provides health insurance to the Mutuelle de Santé. The system is a community-based health insurance scheme in which residents of a particular area pay premiums into a local health fund and can draw from it when in need of a medical care. Agriculture is the main economic activity in Rwanda, with 70% of the population engaged in the sector and around 72% of the working population employed in agriculture. Tourism in Rwanda is the largest source of foreign exchange earnings in Rwanda and was projected to grow at a rate of 25% every year from 2013 to 18. The sector is the biggest contributor to the national export strategy. Rwanda's financial sector has made great strides to becoming modern. In terms of total assets, the banking sector continues to dominate the financial system with banks 66.1, followed by the pension, insurance, and microfinance respectively. Rwanda is a country of few natural resources, as we all know, and the economy is based mostly on agriculture by local farmers using simple tools. An estimated 90% of the working populations and agriculture comprised an estimated 42% of GDP in 2010. That was by the World Bank. We know that there are more serious issues that need to be addressed and combated before we decide to finally go digital in 2013. Rwanda, almost 90% of the population lives on less than $2 per day, and half of its population lives on less than $1 per day. So can you explain to me that we can completely digitalize a whole country if the majority of people are living on $2 a day and the rest $1? The Rwandan economy has been severely affected by COVID-19 pandemic, causing a recession in the economy, which means a lot of money and time will be put into restoring our economy for what it was before and better. With the finances and time that will be put into rejuvenating all the country's major economic sectors, there will not be enough resources to digitalize the Rwanda's economy by 2013. Can I have? Before we even begin to we have to directly after. We have to first look back at the digitization of the economy and how much it took. So let's first examine, when we think about it, speaking from personal experience, we have seen the inflation that has taken place due to the COVID-19 pandemic, starting from March 2020 to now. there was an increase of 99%. And for those who don't know what an inflation means, it's an increase in prices of goods and services in an economy, meaning things all over Rwanda have been increasing, starting from agriculture to transportation. All sectors were affected by the pandemic, meaning you cannot just move on from something. Before we even decide to move on, we would have to completely rejuvenate the country's economy by expanding or the horizon of all other economic sectors before we even think of digitalizing. All these sectors, we have agriculture being the largest and most digitalized, I guess. It would be much harder to digitalize. All these sectors are very weak, meaning they cannot be digitalized right now at the moment. And with what funds are you going to digitalize our whole economy? The economic sectors are very many, and most of them are not strong enough to be digitalized. So, how strong is the economy to be able to be digitalized? Can you state the Rwanda's touristic sector statistic that you're basing the point of for digitalization by 2030? So, yeah. Thank you.
Sorry, sir, we can't hear you. You're muted.
Can you hear me out?
Yes, I can hear you, but I cannot hear Hakim.
Okay, should we start?
Yeah.
Okay. Should I start? Excuse me.
Yes, go ahead.
Please
Yes.
go ahead.
Okay, so I think I'm going to start right now. So here we go. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm here by the names of Isma Hortense, and I'm coming from the side affirmative. And right now in this house, we're debating on the motion which states, this house believes that complete digitalization of Rwanda's economy can be achieved by 2030. We, as the affirmative case, we presented our case, but this negative side never got to talk anything about it, and that's what I like about it. So I think in the long run, we're taking the debate. So I will start by refuting what they said. They talked about the poverty, and I would like to answer them that right now, also I would like to relate it with the COVID-19 issue, where they said that the COVID-19 brought some kinds of poverty in Rwanda and everything. Yes, we do agree. And that's the main reason we need digitalization in the world. Complete digitalization in this world of Rwanda. That's why the opposites are gaining the favor of our case. COVID-19 is a proof that we must have complete digitalization. Why? If complete digitalization was there when COVID-19 was there, when it had become before, then people wouldn't have to go leave the schools. They would be having e-learning. Another thing is about the agriculture. People would deliver them on digital platforms, leaving them with many chances to access without going, avoiding the transportation. Another thing, they talked about the resources, and I was like, I'll answer that to you. The resources that we have right now is Rwanda is creating partnership along the world. I could name some of those funds. There's also this GIZ. What does GIZ stand for? It stands for German International Cooperation. So this is what has been promised to Rwanda. Its promise to Rwanda was the funds needed so that they would support this ICT in Rwanda, this complete digitalization. So in the long run, we have the resources, we have the funds, and we also have the partners who are easily monitoring and also cooperating with that in this long run. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Another thing is they also launched this program called e-Digital Transformation Center. What does this mean? It means that in Rwanda there's being this creation of spirit and also of this ICT new world in Rwanda, leading to Rwanda having the possibility of full digitalization in 2030. Also, my points, as assigned by my first speaker, were to talk about the necessity. That's our second claim, necessity of digitalized world. Let's all fully digitalized world. Let's all talk about that necessity. If COVID-19, it all made our eyes open and see that we need full digitalized, let me say, total digitalization of Rwanda's economy. This is why, if COVID-19 arrived when we had fully digitalized, there will be no problem of learning at home. There will be no problem of having communication. There will be no problem about the health, since we'll be having health tech. So thank you. By these things, I'd like also to talk about the article about the news time. Since I know this opposition case might raise that point, I'd like to ensure you that in the long run, Rwanda did manage to have some rankings, and therefore that's also a contributor to the why we believe in that complete digitalization can be achieved by 2030. Another thing, so there's these programs that they made, like Irembo services. They named it, my first speaker, Isoko, those digital platforms. You can be asking yourself, what kind of efficiency does it have? I'll answer you. According to the news time, June 2016 up to June 2017, the rate increased from 2.98 million people of subscribers to 3.87 million subscribers. So that's a great statistic that we must be considering when we're talking about full digitalization of Rwanda's economy by 2030. And another thing, in 2020, there was establishment of, come on dear judges, it was 9.1 million subscribers. So COVID brought this idea of saying we need full digitalization of what Rwanda's economy. Economy, when we're talking about economy, as Rasashi said, I liked her. She talked about the agriculture, health, tourism, and financial sector. And I'm here to explain that agriculture, Rwanda did manage to bring some agriculture programs. That will be the task of my third speaker. She'll be explaining how it will improve the agriculture sector, the health, the tourism, and the financial. But first of all, let me talk about the tourism. We all know Visit Rwanda. Yes, we know it. It's like an advertising company for Rwanda. It's a brand. Look how many people, how many visitors, how many tourists. The statistics will be given by my third speaker if they did question. It brought many people, it brought many advantages, employment, investors, everything. And that's why, because digitalization. So if we achieved digitalization and all this have been, and all this have been achieved, then that's it. We need, the possibility of full digitalization is possible. It can be achieved by 2030. So that's our affirmative case, which says, based on three claims that we just explained right now, the necessity, the current situation, and the third, which will be explained by our third speaker, which is the involvement of private sectors. So thank you. That was a case. I'm done.
Hello. Thank you. The second speaker affirmative. I now welcome the second speaker opposition.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mireille Moutoni. Before we get into anything, can you all hear me?
Yes, please, go ahead.
Okay. First, I wanted. Sorry?
Yes, continue.
Okay. First, I wanted to begin with a
Yes.
few rebuttals to the points that were given by the first and the second speakers. The first speaker mentioned that the foundation of the economy and the digitalization of Rwanda has been good and set well, but this foundation is within 27 years. So how do you expect to complete, which means total absolute, by the way, digitalize the economy in just 10 years? You spoke about how the 4G and 3G internet in Rwanda has allowed us to have the capacities to be able to digitalize the economy. But how come countries such as Japan and UAE, which have the most 4G and 3G internet in the world, have not been digitalized? If you think about it, it's because we don't have the economy, and neither do they. And those countries are well more advanced than us, but they don't have the economy to digitalize their countries. Because complete digitalization of any community takes money and time that we do not have. Therefore, it can't be done in 10 years. We acknowledge that Rwanda is making all these big moves to actually digitalize its economy, but it is not something that's possible logically by 2030. I think that the second speaker did not understand the motion because it states that this House believes that complete digitalization of Rwanda's economy can be achieved by 2030. This is about the economy. So you talking about education is pointless, and none of your points looked at economy. Therefore, you did not even understand the motion that we're dealing with. You lack statistics on where the economy actually stands. You want to focus on agriculture, you want to focus on education, but do you even know the stats of the economy? And also, you are depending way too much on your third speaker to do your job. The first speaker, if I remember correctly, and I quote, said that 43.2% of people are literate enough to digitalize, but you need to know that actually, in the real world, to be able to digitalize a country or an economy, you need 50%. So actually, you're proving our point. As I begin to get into my actual points, according to adb.org, a development website about understanding digital economy, a digital economy refers to a broad range of economic activities that use digitized information and knowledge as key factors of production. The internet, cloud computing, big data, fintech, and other new digital technologies are used to collect, store, analyze, and share information digitally and transform social interactions. Yes.
Okay. We want to give you this point of information that we say that the literacy rate was at 73.2%. Be a good.
You said it was 43.2. I didn't get it out of the air.
73.2.
You're changing your points. If this is recorded, you can see it again. Well, what we were talking about is that Rwanda's economy has been affected by COVID-19 pandemic, which means there has been a recession in our economy, and a lot of money and time has been put into restoring everything that we lost due to COVID. And if you look at it, you will see that COVID actually forced a lot of things in Rwanda to be digitalized. So we can't pay with our hands because of the COVID. We can't actually do a lot of things that we needed to do manually. So we have to depend on, digital life. But if you also see that us depending on digital life has made the economy go down, which is seen to be its lowest by buzzafrica.com. This is the lowest our economy has ever been since the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi. So if one year of digitalization was able to bring our economy down, and we're going to spend the next 4 or 5 years actually recuperating what we lost, then how do you think we're going to be able to completely digitalize our economy if we have suffered 1 year more than we have in the last 27 years? We have also seen that our president does not agree with getting outside help. So how do you expect to get the funds to be able to digitalize our economy if our head of state does not agree with foreign aid? Where are you going to get the money? If you're saying that you want to digitalize the economy, you need to have a clear plan and a clear statistics on where you're going to be able to get the money, because we're not getting financial aid. So all of the points that you made were actually based off of your feelings and not what is actually possible. So, thank you.
Thank you so much. The second speaker from the negative side. And now I think we're going to the third speaker from the affirmative side.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm by the names of Kariza Twagiranais. I'm the third speaker on side affirmative. Now, I want to start by answering the questions. They first, they was talking about where we're going to get the investment our leader does not accept foreign aid. We say this and we stated it clearly. We do not know why they do not want to understand. We say that we are going to put in the investment of the private sectors. Now, how? This is what I was assigned to say by my first speaker. I was assigned to say about the private sector involvement in this, because what we had said about the base of this digitalization of Rwanda's economy was done by the government, by mini ICT. And now we are going to involve now the private sector. The private sector has shown a good example of what can digitalization be like. Like, for example, I could give an example in transportation, like AC Group and Volkswagen, that has brought, the AC Group has brought about the top where now we do not have to pay cash entering the public buses, but now we do have the tap and goes that we're going to use. So that is digitalization in transport. In transport sector. And we also want to tell these people that the economy touches all sectors. Now, if we are here talking about agriculture, transport, health, education, banking, and everything, this is all about the economy of Rwanda. Now, the other thing I would like to say, we did not start digitalizing in these 27 years past. Now, we told them about the 20-year ICT policy and strategy by mini ICT. This took 20 years. Now, if it took 20 years for us to lay a base for the digitalization of Rwanda's economy, how it is more than possible, there is a big possibility that this is going to be achieved by 2030, and this that is going to be achieved is going to be complete digitalization. Now, I want to continue with my points. I want to tell the side opposition side that COVID-19 gave us a big reason to completely digitalize our economy. Why? Our economy has gone down because we rushed into things, trying to make our Rwanda digitalized in many sectors that we needed, like education, and we rushed into the things where it required us a lot of money to invest in. And this made our economy go down because we did not have this complete digitalization before time. But now if we had it, see what it would have brought. The people wouldn't have gone out of their shops because it was because it was curfew. The people would now be working, be getting operating their shops online and getting their orders and delivering them to the people who were staying at their homes. Now, I want to talk about the health sector. We have had the private investments like Muganga and Bubble, Muganga Online and Bubble. These are platforms that have been started by private sectors. And the reason we're talking about these private sectors is because they have seen that after investing in these other things other than ICT, they have seen that their investment has failed. And now this is, and COVID-19 has given them a reason to invest in ICT. And this, according to worldbank.com, it has given us the statistics that the investors who invested in
off track, but like you can keep that for yourself. Something else. So yeah, after the 1994 genocide, the Rwandan economy dropped from $8.9 billion to $4.4 billion. And how are you supposed to, while we are trying to, plus we also have the statistics from COVID-19 dropouts that my second speaker had mentioned that say that we also lost more money when the COVID-19 happens. So you're trying to tell me, first of all, my second speaker asked you, we're trying to resuscitate our economy due to the impact the 1994 genocide had and the COVID-19 genocide. So you're trying to tell me that we don't need to first back that up, to bring back the economy to its original standards, to be able to start digitalizing it. So our economy is very weak to be able to start to be digitalized, which was a question that we said, do you believe the Rwandan economy is strong enough to be digitalized? Plus, I would like to tell you that while we're going to be digitalizing the economy, we're going to be bringing a risk. We are not sure it's going to work, and we're not even sure it has already been worked. We gave you an example of Japan. It's a way developed more country than us, and it still not have it hasn't achieved a complete digitalization of the economy. And you think Rwanda, an African country who has all these problems, the 1994 genocide and the COVID pandemic, is going to be able to resuscitate all that money and then again be able to take such a big risk of digitalizing the economy. So that's practically impossible. And yeah. I think that's all. Okay. Oh, by the way, third speaker, I would like to inform you that you are not allowed to bring new points. So the thing about ICT has suffered countries that brought investments in ICT have suffered an economic loss. So, and like you're saying that you're going to invest them into something else that I didn't get, and shouldn't be your place to add such a point. Something else, the second speaker said, subscribers. You're talking about subscribers. How is the subscribers affecting our economy? So please, reread the motion and know what you're talking about, because you're completely off track. You're showing us how we are digitalizing the economy, but you're not showing us the impact it's having. And we need to know the impact it's having to be able to know by the time frame of 2030, you're going to be allowed to, you're going to have a complete digitalization. So that's practically very impossible. And that's the reason why we believe that complete digitalization of the country can happen at a later date, not 2030. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys. Are you getting me?
Yeah, we can. Yes, we can.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you. Let me hope that all the sides have, all the speakers have spoken out. So let's have just like 30 seconds or 30 to 40 seconds as you're preparing for your reply speech. Then after those seconds, we can prepare for the reply speech.
Excuse me, is the opposition is going to start, right?
How it goes? You have
Right.
something you're saying?
I'm saying the oppositions, they want to be starting the reply speech, right?
Unmute, please.
I'm saying the opposition is the one to start with the reply speech, right?
Yes.
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 They were confirming that the opposition should start with the reply speeches.
Oh, just after 30 seconds? Yeah, but if you're ready, you can go on, please. Affirmative, if you're ready with the reply speech, please go on.
Sorry, Hakim.
Yes.
We had confirmed that the opposition starts the reply.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just facing some network issues. Sorry.
We are saying we start with the opposition as they do
Yes.
the reply, then followed by affirmative.
Yes, it's fine. I didn't get it. The network is a problem here. Thank you.
Okay.
So the opposition side, please, can you go on with your reply speech? Just 1 minute.
Yes, hello again. This is the reply speech on why our side is the obvious winner and the other one is just confused. So this debate started with the first speaker, first of all, giving us a statistic that was in our favor and then changing it later because you knew that it was in our favor. And during the whole debate, you talked about things that were pointless and did not have anything to do with the debate, like how you mentioned subscribers. And I think the third speaker spoke about how what platform she uses to study. And personally, we thought it was none of our business and it had nothing to do with the debate. So maybe keep that to yourself next time. And during the whole speech, we gave you facts about how the economy is standing and how it looks, and we gave you statistics. We told you that there is a certain amount of money that is needed that we do not have, and we gave you examples of different countries which are in a better state that are not even attempting this because it's a big risk that we cannot attempt to take. And we also talked about the World Bank statistics that we need 11.5 quadrillion Rwandan francs. Like, let me repeat it. So because I think you're not understanding, we need 11.5 quadrillion Rwandan francs to achieve complete digitalization. So unless you have written proof that those private sectors that are willing to pay that kind of money, then your point is pointless. And also your third speaker, you were off topic, and actually all the speakers were off topic, and I think you didn't understand anything that had to do with the debate. And if you could reread the motion and just try to understand it, because you've already lost the debate. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Reply speech from the affirmative.
So I think you can all hear me, right? Yeah, you can hear me. Okay, so good. I'll be doing the reply speech for the affirmative case. Throughout the whole debate, they were asking about the economy. And I said, no, we all said, because we tackled that point. We said about the involvement of private sectors. We showed them how funds are coming into Rwanda. We gave them an example of the Germany Institute Corporation. I did state about it. And they said that we said about that we never talked about the agriculture, and that we never even, and I was like, that's the first thing I can saying about how Rwanda is helping the agriculture sector. Not only that, they said this about this COVID-19, and I was like, I said it was that why we need this complete digitalization. If it had become before time, my third speaker said, then all these failures wouldn't have come to Rwanda. Another thing, they told us we never showed them any efficiency and everything. These people are not good debaters. Because we did say about rankings of Rwanda, we said about the subscribers, we say it's efficient. Investing in the digitalization is efficient. We showed them everything they asked. Their points were baseless. They tried to defend like their point is pointless, but never said it enumerated. So we just enumerated them one by one while we take the debate. And another thing, the third speaker of theirs did try to pose burdens, and it's not allowed in the debate. And he did say about that affirmative from the third speaker is not allowed being points. And I was like, you never leave the booklet that they handed in, because it's allowed one new point. So thank you. We took the debate. We would listeners, we would what, and we take the debate, because throughout the whole point, our arguments win. Thank you.
So much. Oh, thank you so much. This was nice. So, Donat, the floor is yours as you lead us into that small session. Then we see what to do next. Can I request your videos to be on, please?
Thank you.
I mean the two teams, FAO and Green Hills. You people hiding. You people hiding from us.
Thank you, team, for the very good debate. And now this is the time to hear some of the comments. I don't know which team, but I hear some background voices. I don't know. Now, in whatever we do before we enter into a debate, you must understand your burden of proof, what you need to prove to the opponent. What do I need to say? How the flow of words from the first speaker to the last speaker. Now, you also need to understand your opponent, and whenever you are questioned, you must respond to the question. And in responding, you don't just say something out of facts or out of statistics. You need to be knowing what statistics that supports your idea. Now, I think we are giving the general comments from each adjudicator, and then we go ahead after. Please, Cynthia or Hakim, whoever goes first.
McKenna, please go on. All right, thank you so much. Thank you, McKenna. I think my general comments is, you people did great. The conversation or the argument were really, really, really athlete. And I like that, you gave time to each other, the information. Debate, after all, people have to exchange. You debate, you based on someone's argument, you bring in your argument, but while you're trying to show how his or her argument is not, it's down of yours. And another thing which we have to just try a little bit to solve it. It's, we are debating. It's like you're presenting your own project. Just imagine yourself, you're in front of the government, telling them that, by 2030, you're convincing them that by 2030, we have to be, the digitalized whatever has to be on a certain percentage. So when you come in front of us and you start take 7 or 5 minutes reading, then there we just see that you didn't prepare, you came unprepared and you didn't make a certain research. So one way of convincing people is that speaking out what you have, yes, reading might happen, but on a certain kind of pace. So I encourage you, convince the judges, convince the side you're debating with by showing them that you're really informed. You really made your good research. And after making that research, you are really, really, really informed, not basing on any other thing. And otherwise, in a debate, we have to respect each other. We try to see the language we're using, whether this language is not hurting another side. It's a high school level debate, but after all, you people are getting out here and you're going to meet different people. You will debate different kinds of debate formats. You will present different kinds of projects. So meet in the parliament. So you have to show some kind of respect when you're debating with each other. So that also counts. Yeah. And also have the teamwork, working with each other, supplementing on one another. So that's good. Just keep it up. And you people, wish you good luck in the next round.